record on computer. Have, I think I have since the pandemic, I have 2,000 over recordings for Zoom, and I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars to keep them, so I keep on do the recording on the computer. I haven't been able to. I haven't cleaned up the mess yet. So, okay, where are we at?
Yeah, we have the presentation now, so let's dive into it.
Yes. So, Isa, do you want to say anything about your little driving force or your experience of it, even if it's just a few days old?
Uh, my driving force.
Your ego, and the ego is the driving force. This will be so much clearer for you after this little presentation, Isa. I'm sorry. Your little ego.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be much more clear. I've been what I did is after you gave me that um that list of what we were talking about, the little synopsis. What I did is I use AI a lot for a lot of things, and what I did is I brought it into a text to audio,
Mm.
and so that I could just listen to what was being said rather than trying to read it. It came across so much more clear for me. That's the way it worked for me, so that I could just listen. And I'll have to listen to it again because it's so deep. It's just so personal, and it's it really hit me emotionally. And some other things that have been happening to me in the last few days is just, I think, are bringing all those emotions up front in order to clear out all those cobwebs that have been just sitting there stopping me from doing things, and being able to understand why. So that's how I'm seeing things right now. But yeah, bringing it from text to audio, just it was in you can choose the voice or the speed and everything, and it was quite interesting. I enjoyed listening to it rather than me reading it. So just FYI.
Yes. Super good idea, Isa, that we should do with all both the ego part you got, but when we were going to talk about the the blueprint, when for you who have the spider and you want to do your blueprint and have that in audio instead. So I love to have some AI nerds in the crowd right now. It's good, Isa. Super, super, super. It will elevate, really, really. Okay. So are you? Are you the boss again?
Let's go.
Yes.
So the LifeSpider evolutionary leap, where your soul's architecture meets multi-dimensional action. Nice. Let's move to the first slide. Or do you have something you can just add on? I
No,
think I go through them and you can just add on.
yeah, exactly. It was, I think, on this and the evolutionary leap, what I think lays in that, and since we have done it for Sweden and it has been there for 10, 15 years and it has been kind of quiet, and I think the leap we will see now is that the society is ready because you can see the shift in consciousness, the shift in the AI, the how we in the weird ones for neurodivergent thinking has got to another place. And the life spider is kind of it's made for weird one's brain, the way we are thinking in multiple directions, and simultaneously we are not following this linear timeline. And so I think the evolutionary leap is now we are so prepared, and that's why I think it's important to bring in all as many of the old spiders as possible, because now you can have effect of it and really live your own life spider. And the blueprint we are going to talk about it's really that's a magic thing that really make you to manifest everything that you want. So I feel it's an evolutionary leap. It's not longer a big word. So it will happen. And still we have for this slide, I will let you talk. We still have this thing. So bring it from here, and I jump in. I think I do best if I do that, and you keep the structure. Are you?
Yeah, so this one, if you haven't already downloaded this presentation, you can do it. So you will be able to download it and go through it, in your own, yeah. So you can read it through and everything. And I think Birgitta will probably get an audio version of this
Yes,
also in in
you
the
read
future.
my
That's
mind.
a very good idea.
Yes, I will immediately,
Yes.
absolutely. What's right on my mind?
So yeah. So like the first I wouldn't say maybe the first step of the life spider, but like where it all starts is that we have, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And basically whole humanity have just lived in their being legs because Maslow's hierarchy of of the needs is the being legs in life spider. They are very important. We need to have them in place, etc. And life spider is what happens after that. And just like you said, it feels like earlier, it's like we have tried to get the humanity to understand that there is something after the self actualization. And now it's like everyone understands there is, but now they can't make sense of it. So that's really where the life spider begins.
Yeah. And I can just add, and the great thing that feels so so great is that the life spider is the big how. How do we get there? Because people, as you said, Ariel, they know there is something more, and we need to change. And all the systems that builds on Maslow's hierarchy of need, the authority and the hierarchies and everything that we have needs to change, but people are lost because they don't know why. But the life spider has the why, and it's up to us to see how can we bring it out to the world. So it's super interesting what's going on. Yeah. See.
Yeah, and just to add to the basic needs, because the thing is that it's like everyone just wants more money, they want bigger houses, they want more relationships, and they're like stuck in that loop. So it's yeah, the life spider is the shit.
It's to take because
It's a
what's happening.
new dimension to our life.
Yes, it is, because what's happening when you try to get more or what you already have, I mean, you can just be in one car at once, at least for now. And when you just get more, you get frustrated. And so the life spider is a relief of frustration. And that also means as long when the frustration disappears, we get also more harmony around us and in the world. So, but we maybe shouldn't go too far right now. So let's move on and see what do you want to pick from this, Ayo? Maybe start with this. Here you can see the support legs. The basic needs are this, and in the physical animal spider is the stabilizers. So all spiders need those back leg to keep the balance. So if we don't have the basic need, we have the basic needs for our survivors. We cannot grow in our other spider legs either. So that's the only thing I want to add to that, and then you can move on. So what's next after the sixth step? What is it with the life spider, Ayo?
Yeah, so we will go through each parts of the life spider one by one, but just, yeah, go through it like when we look at it in its whole. So we have the essence in the middle, and that is basically our, I can't find the words in English, but like just who we are. It's like our oxygen. It's like our natural state, the red thread in everything in our life spider, like everything.
Yeah.
And then we have our driving forces, and we have one essence, and then we have 6 driving forces. And that is what everyone knows as our ego. And that's like the power and the force behind everything we do in our lives by the legs. And after that, one step
Can I
out,
just
we have
add?
our intentions. And yes, go
Yeah,
ahead.
just add the importance of the driving force, the ego, since they are closest to the essence. That's your life energy. And it's like the oxygen, as you said, Ayo. And if no one is breathing, the oxygen is worth nothing. And the driving forces is the catalyzer. It's kind of, if the essence is the motor, the driving forces, the ego is the catalyzer. So that's the thing who really brings out the fuel in the rest of our spider legs. So without the ego, we have a fancy car, but it cannot drive because it has no fuel. So this is the pumping out the fuel into our spider leg. Now, please continue.
Yes. And we need the fuel to to do something, and that is where our intentions come. So we also have 6 intentions, which is also like our soul purposes. So that is, yeah, where we draw ourselves. Like, yeah, I don't know how to
What
explain
do
it
you, like I say,
more than that.
what changes do you want to see in the world? That comes from your heart, from your soul. You want to improve, you want to help, you want to make it. It's the kind of, yeah, the improvement of the evolution. It was in your soul. What does it want to see? And it is an intention, because it doesn't work with goals. Because you see, we need to end the suffering, the hunger, the everything that makes the planet to be a better place for itself and for its inhabitants. That was the our intention is about. So it's a soul connection.
Yes. And the step after that, and this is where the new dimension starts, because the step after the intention is the mission. And that's the soul's directive, like the direction. Um, and it gives meaning to your action and connects your individual growth to a greater evolutionary purpose. So that is what we earlier, no, you couldn't say really, but
Kind of. I
it's
would
not, yeah, it's kind of what was the, yeah, you can fill in those
I
details.
would say the difference, and this is where we will give credit to Christian Borglund. If you know him, he was really active with the LifeSpider in the beginning. He, when we had an update and LifeSpider update, and did the blueprint with him, and he found out this there must be more life projects. So it's for him to who discover this part, and it is to separate it. So the mission is more, the soul is out and want to do something. It decide the direction. Okay, I will save end the hunger in that place, or I want to do this. So it's the, we have said the mission is the soul's wants. If I think we could describe it like it's the soul's wants. Does that make sense, are you?
Yes, and more like a concrete project, like a concrete direction, like more specific, I would say. Yes,
Yes.
totally. Yes. And what comes after that is 3 life projects. It's like, I get goosebumps, like, yay! We have now 3 life projects in each life spider leg. So this is like specific projects that is connected to our soul intention and the mission.
Yeah. And just to verify, and when Christian told me we have 3 life projects, and before it was the triangle, it was 3. I had, and this is how the process with the discovery of the life spider has worked all the time. I got an idea, and then afterwards I have went to the physical animal of the life spider to verify if we are on the right track. So my question was, okay, so how is the end of the spider leg looks like? Do they have any kind of claws on fingers? And it shows that most spiders have 2 or 3 claws in the end of it to keep the grip on stuff. I should explain. And then when I saw, okay, the physical animal had this, and no one have ever asked about that before. So that's verified in how it is. And I think this will make it easier for us. Instead, before we talked about part project, I don't know if that's how you a project on the way towards the life projects. So this will be easier for us to define and name and be specific in our actions. And when we have 3 projects for each mission, which means, yeah, we can go into the details, but it will be a clarity for actions when we have 3 different life projects. And we will definitely, as a weird one, feel that it will never end. We can never hit the roof. We can just move forward. And we will be so busy, so we have no time to be in those dark holes for too long because we have so much to do. And everything we are doing in those projects can be drawn down to our very essence. And we also know when we get tired of something, like for me, I got tired of the life spider. That was a, I mean, traumatic experience. But at the same time, I knew I had my essence that my nickname of my essence is the Big Bang, and uh, and then another leg will open, and then you have a new direction. So it's a new way to manage life. And now we are at the stage that we really can do it with no excuses to diminish ourselves or talk down our capacity that we have. Okay, there was a little speech there. So, and what's next? Any questions, by the way, please. Now you are gone. Anyone who have any questions, a comment or a thought or anything about this, maybe old spiders for the new mission and life projects, Isa and Mona, please. So it's totally new. How do you feel at this point? Are you totally confused? Emma, want to say something, please. But feel free to. We open up for.
Yes. I think about the different about the intention and mission, because before we have this intention, now when you have moved it a little bit, so just so that it's easier to, well, maybe it's not that big difference, but can you explain it again? Like the difference between those two.
Okay, so I would say the intention is the soul's why and wants. This is what I want. So it's more, we humanize the soul in one way. The soul has come closer. So there is, I want to do this. I want to end the hunger in a specific country. This is what I want. And I have, you, Emma, have signed up for this. So that's why you have it in your spider. So it's kind of, that's what we want to do. Mission is how can I do that? How can I do it? I can do that with this and this and this. Okay, so I can do it. And what kind of projects can I create from this mission to make it even more practical? So it's the life project have become, we have get closer to the life project. So it's more, and I would say this is still under development. So it's now we really go out and test it. I haven't defined all my 3 life projects, my spider ram. So this is in the very, very beginning that begins with Christian's idea, and it makes sense to us, but we are here and we will discover it together, Emma. So maybe you are the one who will come up with an even better answer. So What do you think about that? Does it make
Good,
any
thank you. It's good. Yeah, it's good because like you said, it's like what I feel like my soul wants to do, to help with, to see in the world, to make the difference. And the mission, like also that you have been that you have written in the script, in the PDF, like how you get this magnetic um, meaning and action, so that it's being drawn to you, like you get in the um, right state of mind, like that, something like that. It gives it a meaning to my actions.
Yes. Yeah.
And now I'm talking about the missions then. Yeah.
No,
I'm trying to convert it to Swedish. Therefore, I'm I'm trying to write it in Swedish now, so that it's easier to
yeah.
well,
It's
say
an
it in
extra
Swedish too.
barrier. No, and I think we will be more clear. We will get examples, how to define and how to make this, because it might be a little bit blurry, even for me to could, because I'm so used to just intention and life project. So we are in the process, but it's an exciting process. So keep your eyes and ears and souls open, because you can have a download that you need to deliver to us. So it's cool. Okay. You had to move outside. Did they kick you out? It's midnight for Ayu right now. I'm sorry, Ayu. I'm so happy you can be awake. Uh, okay.
They kicked me out.
They kick you out. Okay, but here we are, and here we have Habib. So let's see, Isa, Mona, with your absolutely fresh eyes, it would be really nice just to hear how you feel or think or reaction you had or something. And those reactions can be, it doesn't have to be a praise for anything, but your thoughts, because you have fresh eyes and those are worth a lot. So if you want to say, Isa, good. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Um, because because I'm a visual person, this diagram really brings things into a perspective that I can study and understand a little bit more. Even though I said earlier that I liked audio when when things were being explained to me, so that I could just sit down and listen to the words. But a diagram like this really, I've got to spend a little bit of time reviewing, but this clarifies a few things that I had questions about. So I know, we talked about spider and 6 legs, but this clarifies what my thought process. Now, my question on this is, I know that it's a very developed list. Does everybody go through the same uh, start to finish, or did you say that people jump around to different legs, or does it always begin at the same leg for everybody?
No.
If that makes any sense.
No, I can start and then maybe I will fill in. No, and that's the thing. It's a completely individual process. There is no step one, two, and this is how to do it. And that's the thing. And that's why it takes so much of a life by the coach uh, to follow that process. So it's completely just from I call it chaos theoretical principles, we following the process, because we cannot predict where you are at. And sometimes for some individuals, some legs maybe are on hold for years, and you cannot force that, because it's depending on what kind of energy is activated right now. And it's also, what is it that you have in you that needs to get up? You are ready to get up to the surface. For example, when we're working with the driving forces, even if you belong to the weird ones, you might have trauma of some of the driving forces that you are so much in denial that you cannot see it. So you will put all your defense mechanism system out there and we cannot go through. So the principle, what we are doing where it's easy, where it comes natural. And that's why we, as a LifeSpider coach, we let you talk. It doesn't matter about what you are talking about, because we know if you are free to talk without judgment, without a goal, without an agenda, you will reveal what you might didn't want to reveal. And I think you can relate that to your process with your first ego. It was something that's come on and you think you are absolutely right, but as a LifeSpider coach, and I would say, for everybody, as a LifeSpider coach, most of the coaches, the entire training is last for, first you have your own LifeSpider, you live with your LifeSpider, so you know it from experience. Then it takes about maybe 4 years before you are a full trained LifeSpider coach, because you need to know all dimensions of life and the being legs, all for the trauma to be, what the therapist, the coaching and everything. And that's why you can follow. Oh my God, what a long answer. I'm sorry. Yes, we are following each individual's process, and each LifeSpider is like a fingerprints. No one is the same. You can have the same, similar turns on your fingerprints, but everyone. So this is your universal fingerprints. No one else has the same fingerprints as you. So it's a super complex system, but as you said, as the weird one's brain understand, oh, this is how it works. Do you want to fill in something on this to hit home? There is you have nothing to feel, no right, no wrong, nothing for you to do or to say, because and it's right when it's right. So you have the answers in yourself. Or Ayo, please, maybe you can add some structure to what I said.
No, I think everything you said makes sense because it looks very different for everyone. And, in my own experience, also like something we talked about, like the first two sessions, I wasn't ready for them to land until like the 10th sessions, even though I didn't thought about. So it's very like chaotic, but in the end, like the life spider will be revealed and it will be perfect. So it's the end is the same for everyone, but the way there, it's like a little bit there, a little bit here. Let's speak a little bit about that, and then it takes a couple of sessions before we return and revisit it. So it's a very beautiful process.
So what do you mean when you say the end is the same? What are you relating to? What is the same? What do you mean?
The same is that everyone gets their life spider revealed, and you will have all your parts in your life spider on place.
Okay.
That
Good.
is what I mean, that the end is the same.
Because
Yes.
I don't want to be the same, and that's why the end is that everyone is you have defined and you know where to go when you have your parts. Good. I just have to clarify that. Isa, did you get any more answers or more questions?
Oh. No, this is yeah, this is good. This is starting to all little by little make more and more sense. But yeah, thank you for the answer.
Cool.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Yeah, thank you. Even if I don't understand so much, I just feel like the spider web, I feel like it would help me a lot in my life and guide me. I'm really, really interested in this and to read more about this because, yeah, when I listen to you all, it feels so right. Yeah, I really want more. Yeah, that's all I can say. But it's really nice to hear you all.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And thank you for letting us know, because that's a super feedback that you get that feeling. And yeah, you are in the right place. And you will find a way how to move on with this process, Mona. Absolutely. Okay. So, okay. Any more question? I think anyone else who wants to say something? Yvonne, do you want to make a comment or before we move on to the next slide? That's about what? Support legs and more.
I just enjoy listening and recognizing a lot of it. But it took a while for me to put all the words in place and the experiences. And so it feels like being at home and adding some news and reflecting. And I can relate to that. Feels like home. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. I think same here. It's good to really get into the details and take one piece at a time. And Ayo, how do you want to do with all the rest of this? And as you should download it and sit with it and read and what's interesting for you because it's a lot. So I don't know how do you want to do. We have talked about anything else we need
So
to.
I think we won't go into, we have like touched on all these different parts and everyone can download it. I will put a link in the chat for everyone who wants to download this presentation. You can go through it. So I think we will, move on to the next part. But I can see that there is a new person here, Habib Mahmoud. I hope I pronounce your name right. And he was, yes, he was raising his hand. So I think he wants to like just, check in or something.
Okay, so Habib is a weird one and happy to have you here. Habib, can you show your face or let us hear your beautiful voice or you have any questions?
Absolutely. Good greeting.
There we go.
Yes, good greetings, everyone.
Yes.
So my question is that like amazing presentation first of all, and I love the diagram on how it's so well defining all the perspectives and all the spider legs. For me, I've never truly explored my own spider leg system, but I have tried to ruminate about the essence. Like I have maybe figured out the essence part of my life, but I wanted to know how do you actually know when you truly discover your own life spider? And when you do know, how does it feel like? Like, what do you feel? Does that experience differ from individual to individual? And as Miss Brigida, you've mentioned it takes time. That is true because it took me a long time to figure out my essence in life. So it is definitely a lifelong journey and it is a process. But how do you know that you're there? Can I really get those insights here for that?
I can begin to answer and then I give it over to anyone else. And I would say at the moment right now is that to really get all the spider parts in place, you need a life spider coach. There is no shortcut. You can have some part and you can feel it and you have but to put the pieces together is way too complex to do it by yourself. Even if we are working on it to simplify it, to make it easier, and with AI, we are on that track. So I would say you can find pieces. So if you find pieces as you think it's an essence or it's an ego and whatever, my advice is take those parts, but don't try to put them together. Because if you put an ego together with a wrong intention, you will create even more chaos in your life. But if you have trust, I feel I have this ego, I have that essence, I have that. Trust the process because the spider, it's there in everyone. It's something we activated and put the magnifying glass, and to stay away from controlling your discovery. You can do absolutely fine. So that would be my advice. I don't anyone else who want to answer Habib, who by the way is in Pakistan and he has been for the weird ones for a couple of years now, I think. So I know him pretty well. Are you or someone else who wants to speak to Habib?
I think I would say like what it's been for me, and I don't think you were here in the beginning, but I have been like living with my life spider for the last 10 years. Like that's the base of my fucking life. And the beauty about it is that it makes everything make sense. Like my history, where I am right now, my future. And I can finally put the different pieces of me in a structured way where everything just makes sense. And I call it for ruthless alignment. Like, I think that's a beautiful word, you know, when you're like the essence of yourself together with your ego and the soul intention in that specific leg and the mission and the light, like it's ruthless alignment, you know. So it's a new way to live for me. And I don't remember the question from the beginning, Habib, but like I think one question was like, how do you know or how do you feel? And obviously, like you have to go through the process together with a LifeSpider coach because it's a very complex system, but it feels like I can totally understand who I am and everything with me in my life, in my future, in my history, like all those sleepless nights, like everything is in the right fucking place.
Yeah, that's good. Someone else who wants to give Habib, how do you feel when you have your life spider? What's really good question. Why would anyone go through the process? Yvonne, I think you waved your hand a little bit. So what's the difference to not have it and
Yeah,
have it?
you unmuted me. I didn't get to raise my hand, but you discovered me. Yeah, but I like those words that it makes sense. And I'm a little bit allergic to, in Swedish, hokus pokus, hambo jambo. I don't want that stuff in my life in any way, any kind. But this makes sense, and I like that it mirrors who I am, what I've been through, and what I want in the future in a deeper sense than common concepts, self-development, schools, all that stuff. I've been through so much. This feels like it's me, and that's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah, and it's also
Mm.
oh wait, I dropped it. It's also to go through, I mean, those hard times in life. You know that everything you go through it's not there. It's a life lesson you need to know to be able and to have the authority to execute your intention and mission and life projects. Because you need the thing you are sharing with the world, that you are here to contribute to others, you need to own that knowledge. And that's a huge difference from the self-development, who is in the, you can see the support leg now. There is something you can learn to go through because it's a need. It can be a structure. It can be step 1 to 7. But when you get into and you open up for the soul and to include all the pieces of you, that doesn't work anymore because there is no linear way of working. Goals, nothing is working. And what did I say? Did I say? Oh, and I was thinking, okay, I dropped that. And another second thing I was thinking was that also means when you go through, oh, there, it's the life lessons. You need to own the knowledge, and that's the difference. You cannot learn it. You have to experience, and that's a huge difference. And then you know it. That also means the feeling you have when hard times come and negative emotions emerge, because it still will, they don't hurt as much as before. You will go down in the dark hole, sometimes in the vacuum when you have a shift in your spider legs, but you don't stay there because you are hanging into a silver thread and you know you can climb up and you don't have to rediscover the why am I here? You know your why. And when you know in the why and you have 6 different why, you can live it instead of searching. So my biggest experience when I got my spider was I don't have to search anymore. I went from a searcher to a livinger and life traveler. And that was a huge difference for me. I don't know. Anyone else who want to add? Or should we ask Habib if you got any?
I can,
Yes, Emma.
yes, I can just say that it feels very like it feels in your whole body when you discover some parts of it in one leg, or when you have discussed the driving force and the ego a lot, and you suddenly have the right word for it, and you get a special, as you say, Birgitta, a special smile on your lips when it's the right driving force, and it's, and I also think it's very, for me, it's very hard to put all things together in the right way. So it is a process to take the driving force and the intention and the mission on the right legs together, because you sometimes you feel like, oh, this is the driving force that's merged to this intention, but it's not. So it's just a little bit hard to find that out because it's not straight away logic. It's some different things that put it together.
Okay, I will just add before we put you in, get you in again, Habib. And this is special for you who have had your life spider for a while. You have been in the hardest, most difficult time when you revealed your life spider, because no one of us really knew how it was supposed to feel when we were really aligned. What you said there, Ayu. And now, when we talk about the life spider evolutionary leap, means we know how and what and why and all those stuff and that we missed before. So that's why it will be an evolutionary leap for old life spiders as well. So you have been in the development phase with, and sometimes I feel, oh, that wasn't nice because some of the spiders I have done wasn't capable of to live with the spider, because it takes I would say a weird person at this moment, the next phase in the evolutionary leap, it's for the weird ones, because this will relieve all the strength and struggles will have a place, and you are the leaders. So to me, now the system are ready, and we can move on in for real and with less life by the struggles, because it is. So Habib or Ayu, take the talking stick.
So I will just add the last thing. But the thing is, like, I navigate my whole life based on this. Like, I know all decisions I made when I get presented with new projects, if I have a new idea, like I can always, look at my life spiral, go through it in my mind, and I will know, like, is this something I should even do or not? And also, like, what energy should I put into it, like what ego part. So it's like it's a total new way of navigating life that really makes sense. And the last thing I'm gonna say, because I really want to hear what you have to say, Habib, now when you have heard all of this. No, but the last thing I want to say is that, like, whole my life I have been like too much, like, always. And this is the first system that kind of, let me be everything I am. And it feels like I can finally, breathe, and I don't need to, play small, or try to fit into something that like I have always felt that there is something wrong with me, and just trying to fit and change myself and etc. And now it's like I just make so much more sense, not only in my own life, but like in the world as well, humanity, with everything. So that's it. Habib, tell us, did we answer your question?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, I really appreciate all of you for giving me so much time and for sharing all these wonderful insights. And it does make a lot of sense, to get all these insights because as it's like let the journey unfold, but let it be guided to you. Don't let it, don't try to force in or rush in to try to unravel itself because that would try to create those I would try to pick the right word for it. Maybe diversions or distractions that would not be favorable for this one, but when you have somebody to guide you in a way that you know what's the clear path to discovery, then that makes it so much easier. And I think that that's one of the best ways to go about it because we all want ease and peace in our lives. And I know that it does not happen in every circumstance, especially when it comes to discovering your life spider, because it will not come with ease and peace. There will be moments of pain, moments of misery, struggles, and so many other things that you will feel and go through. And I can be very overwhelming too at times. And I need something to keep me grounded and to keep me a little bit mindful and to have a system to keep me guided for it, to keep me balanced for it. So I really appreciate all the knowledge, all the wisdom here. And it definitely, I think that just the knowledge alone resonates with me so deeply. I can't even imagine when you have the life spider or just a single leg that is guided to you and shown to you. How would that feel like? The epiphany is awesome. So I'm already in euphoria right now just by having to be here and be honored by all of you wonderful ladies. And for just knowing it because I have been too much, just I do apologize to Miss Brigida for not being too in touch with all of this, but I do want to get back into learning about more of the Life Spider system and how this works because I think that this community and this system that has been created, it resonates a lot with so many of us because it's not forced. It's one of those systems that's not forced. And that's what I love the most about it. You allow that to come to you. Sure, you may need somebody to guide you, but you allow that. That's what I love the most about it.
That's cool. And I can just say what I was thinking when you said you have started to feel your essence. As if you look at this picture now when we have the support leg, do you know when little kids start to draw their first human or their first little drawing, they draw a big head with two legs. And that's kind of a symbol. It's a symbolic how people is running around in life. They are running on their support leg. They try to find an essence that right just connected to the head, but they have no driving forces and no spider leg. And it's kind of heavy. And maybe one of the spider leg is peeking out a little bit or yeah, it was just their mind. So it's a natural way that you are looking for something more. And just so you know, the essence is the sum of all your intentions. So it's the same kind of energy. And that's why you can, everything you are doing in life can be related to your essence. Uh, okay, should we move on? Or I can scroll down a little bit, I think. So please download and read this. I mean, I love this part, so I just want to stay there. Do you want to say anything about the equation?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and I maybe I mean since this has been a thing for me, I love the equation that just revealed. And you who know Anthony, I showed it to Anthony, and he actually could read out what it means because I don't. I and there is a formula, so I would say this formula is it just make what you said. It makes sense, and there I don't know so this is not it's not just something you decide, as you said, Mar. This it not forced on you. It can only be discovered. And just so you know, the history of the entire LifeSpider system, I had no idea. If someone told me I would keep on doing this for 20 years before we get into an evolutionary leap, I would have turned my back and gone and put myself go fishing or something. Because it has been a discovery. I have never known what I was doing until afterwards, and then put the pieces together. And I knew very, very early there is an equation for this, but I have no idea what it is, since math and numbers is not my thing. But now we have it, so we know we can put it in here. And when we have this, we know we are in alignment with the evolution, and that's when the life can be smooth. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to show, because I'm proud of I'm proud of the equation. Maybe it's not that important important for you yet, but it's there. So there is a system behind it that makes it work. So it's not human created, I would say. It's it's a definition how life works, especially for the weird ones. This is how a weird one's brain is working. I don't know. What else should we? I don't even remember what we have written here, and I can't read. So, is there anything we should bring up there, Ayo?
No, I think you said what's important to say about it right now. And, for me, like I am not an quote unquote equation person, but when I saw the equation and I actually took it through the AI and everything, and it's like, of course, there is an equation to it. So I just feel like it makes even more sense if it can. So no, I love it. Very nice.
Yeah. We have already talked about the coaching process and the difference between the tradition. And I have my past is in the coaching industry, and I created the first coaching school, ICF accredited coaching school back in Sweden 20 years ago. And that coaching school is still running as it was from the beginning. But the difference between the coaching now is, and all the entire self-development era is focusing on the support leg and the self-actualization, where you add some spirituality. So this is a completely new level. And I said, to be a good a LifeSpider coach, you have a dimension of 4 different this. You are a leader. You need to lead the way, which means you have to be authentic. You have to have your own LifeSpider. You need to know it from experience. Otherwise, you cannot do this. You can be a coach. You can put yourself outside, and you need to know all the technique, because there is a technique, a communication technique that takes time to learn, how you ask questions in a real way. So that's the entire industry. You need to be able to be a manager as a coach. Sometimes you have to step in and tell your clients, go that way, because you as a LifeSpider coach, you want to save times. And sometimes with your experience, this is just BS. I mean, or stop talking. Should we go here? So you need to take the lead and just say, go this, do that. We don't want to, the small talk thing doesn't exist in the LifeSpider coaching. We want to be more direct. If we want to have small talk with which is good sometimes, because you need to feed your support leg first before you can do your LifeSpider. And if a person doesn't have the support leg in place, we need to do that work first. But and I think the 4th part is the most important thing as a LifeSpider coach. You are also a teacher, because we want to teach our LifeSpiders the process, what's happening. We want them to learn the process so they can know more about themselves, not just the results, but the journey there. So we always question what's happened here, why did it happen? Because when they have this insight, so we get the smile, so that we know the body learned right now. And when the body have learned something, it will never disappear. So that's why it's also to give your clients time to learn what's happening about them. So it's not that you are a therapist or you are about, and of course it's a partnership. the main thing in the coaching. We are working together. No one, you know everything about yourself. We know of the LifeSpider process, and then we work together. Which means sometimes you as a LifeSpider needs to direct or maybe ask hard questions for your LifeSpider coach, which is fine. What else should I said? I think why I'm saying this is that you know that you are so super safe with your LifeSpider coach, not just because they are super professional, but they have gone through the same shit you are going through. So we recognize it from emotions and experience. I don't know if you want to add something there. Or everybody, well, you have had LifeSpider coaches, everybody, so you can verify if I am right or wrong or something in between. Ayo, you're first, because she has had me as a LifeSpider coach. And Emma too.
Yes, and I love like LifeSpider coaching process, to reveal your LifeSpider is, one of the most beautiful processes there is. And one thing that I love about the process in itself is that whatever is happening in my life or my client's life at that time when the session is always makes so much sense when we start to speak about it. It doesn't matter if it's like a situation in their life right now or a memory from before or something they want to do in the future. So like everything makes sense. So everything we bring to the table that day, like we will discover it and yeah, find its place, or uncover it and then revisit it later because it needs to whatever it needs to do for a while before we can make sense of it. But like, yeah, it's a very beautiful process.
Yeah. Someone else who want to? Emma, Yvonne. No one there. Quiet.
I think you put it out so well. I just agree. It's a very exciting journey, and it took me a couple of years to land in that. Okay, I'm doing this. It's worth my hard-earned money and my energy and my time to. Okay, let's do it. And I don't regret it for a second. It's a very exciting journey. Yeah.
It is. What, do you have a comment,
Yeah,
Emma?
it's the same for me. Yeah, it's the same for me, and I think I'm in a movement in my life also that as I felt like a half year ago or something when we started over again, it's I need it because it explains me in a way, and it's awesome when you are even if you don't look at the paper with the spider, it's always there. So when I pick it and see it again, I can recognize my path and my chose, so that it's easier to reflect and to feel. Oh my God, I'm here now. So, well, yeah, I think it's wonderful, and I think it's you more I work with it, and the more I'm give my full attention to it, the better it is, of course.
And it's also the
Thank
same.
you.
I mean, I love to talk about the LifeSpider coaching because and there will say, I mean, I love to sell LifeSpider coaching because you cannot force anyone to have your LifeSpider. You need to be in the right place. So it's because if you are not in the right place, as you said, Ayo, it need to follow the process, and if you're not ready, you have to wait until you will be. And that's also like sometimes you feel like, oh, I want to have this, but maybe something others needs to happen in between. So I mean, it is a process where I for 100% compared to ordinary coaching feel we are in a partnership, and we are in a partnership already from the beginning. And if you are not capable of doing the spider now, there are other things you can do to prepare. So I mean, I love the pro, and you can hear, I mean, I never stop talking, so I have to. So it's a wonderful process, where we are in a partnership in the web of weird, and we are following the process. And as you said, every single session depends on your experience right now, and everything has a meaning, and that's why it makes it so exciting. So I can sit here after 15 years and still get goosebumps when I'm talking about it, because it never ends. It's absolutely amazing. So okay, let's move on. I see the time is ticking. So did we add some? Okay, so what can we do now in the waiting, or I don't know, where do we want to start? Ayo, what's the next step for us right now? Where do you?
Yeah, so if anyone have more questions about it, and like we will speak about the different like steps you can take right now. And that's like the thing I just want to add to what you spoke about before, this about, if it's the right time or not. That is not based on outer circumstances in our life as it can be with other things. It's more about the inner knowing
Yes.
whether is the right time or not. And here is like different ways you can go and still be connected to the process. You said it so good, because still, there is many things we can do to prepare. Is many, So
Yeah.
let's speak about those parts.
And I can just say, especially for Isa and Habib, who has been with me in the web of weird. So all the things that is there, whether it's the energy surfing, is the mistakes, everything is related and connected to the LifeSpider's philosophy. So everything, it's connected. So you can begin. There is no. It's just me who hasn't spoken about the LifeSpider, but it's there. It's a part of the process. Uh, so what we can do right now, I mean, the first thing, and you will get more about this for the next week. We are going to run a third time an ego evolution, but now this time we call it the ego revolution. And Ayu and I have been working on this. This is maybe 1 or 2 months, and we have following our journey in between. So I moved from my place. I got kicked out, so I had to move away to here. So I have landed in a wonderful place. So I am in the right place. Ayu moved from Brazil to Thailand. So we have had been on hold in this process, and we are still, so it will be a different kind of ego evolution than the other tools we have run. But the reason is that we are running, and the first part is totally free, so it's everybody can join that, is that you need to be open to reveal your ego. Have the feeling of, I am okay to look at my side, what is down in the basement. So you will have the instruction. I don't know what should we say about this. Why do we do the ego evolution a third time, Ayu?
Cool, because people need to stop bullying the ego. Like I think that's the main part, when people are not connected to the real fucking power. And it's fucking time for the world, to understand that ego is the power. So I think that's basically says it all. Yes.
You will hear more of her F word that I never use in the interaction, in the conversation we have had to release the information of the ego. So we are working on that, and the release date is, we're planned now to the 8th. Of course, it must be August 8th. So we are soon there. And then, of course, you can still, I mean, this the Web of Weird hasn't been so many activities there, but I think it will be right now. And so if you're still there, and I will say, we will activate the level number 2 for Life Spiders right now. And what I have done is that I have moved the weird navigator into the LifeSpiders because that's more for you who have the LifeSpider. But there are others, GPTs for the specific for the energy surfing and for the duck book and stuff, so you can have a conversation with them in the level 1. So we are working on to make it have those our web where we can communicate. So it's still, so we will push it out even more now and the web aware, because that will be our where we meet. So it's I have been following the process. I tried to force it, but it's impossible. So it needs to grow organically. So there is no must there either. So it's also an structure things and logistic thing. Where do we put all the stuff? Where do we communicate and so on? And it's easier to have it on one platform and not on 10 different social media groups and stuff like that. So anything else we should say about that, Ayo?
You said it all.
I said it all. So what are you going to say now then? Emma, you want to say something?
Yes, I'm thinking about like what's the first step, for example, if you're totally new, or if I have more friends that are new to this, is it like join Ego Revolution and listen first and so on? And the second question is like, what's the best step for me to go on? We are having some special talks sometimes, Birgitta, but when, yeah, right, on that you, because sometimes it's hard to do many stuffs at the same time, so it's easier to focus on one thing at a time.
Okay, so what I would say for everyone who has the LifeSpider, I will do what I can to get you into this the blueprint. And now when we have we have a special offer for the blueprint, because that means you can do your own blueprint in Weird Navigator, because it's better trained. You will have a get a prompt, and as a LifeSpider, you will have a really and heavy discount on that. But we will send you that later. Was that what we're talking about, Ayo? Because we didn't have everything ready. So it's the
Yeah, exactly. And the blue.
okay. The blueprint.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I'll go ahead and then you see, I like this. And the blueprint now comes with a 3-month with the Weird Navigator and the LifeSpider membership, where we can have the conversation. We will do this monthly meeting where we can have discussions and questions and be specific on our questions now is, how can I live with my LifeSpider? How do I realize the life project? How do I get the life working from my LifeSpider perspective in the physical life? So and that's why we will have the Web of Weird. I will be active and have the comments, and I mean the kind of daily support and with other LifeSpiders. So that's the goal. But the immediate impact is with the blueprint, and to start to see what can I do with the legs I have, and then even I can see in the and use this monthly meeting to check on your driving forces and see. But what you can do with yourself and the Weird Navigator and with the blueprint, I have done for my new spider leg, Bring Species into Freedom. And I have so much information, and you also have following up questions. I haven't had time to do my own following up questions with Weird Navigator. And the response you get from Weird Navigator is you cannot get it anywhere else. I mean, it doesn't matter what LLM model you are using, because it's not programmed with the with the spider information. So you get totally different. What I miss with Weird Navigator, that's in the development step, is that you can't really put them in different folders that you can with ChatGPT. But you have to do that yourself. But that's the only backside right now. But we are working on to bring it out and put it in our own database. But that's tons of jobs, so we need to do one thing at a time. So I would say no spider without, and I mean, instead before you had to do the upgrade, which took more time, it cost more money, etc. So this is a shortcut to your upgrade that's so much better than an ordinary upgrade. And then you have this conversation with other spiders and LifeSpider coaches we work together to define. Because that what's happening now with the LifeSpider evolutionary leap is that the thing is now, the first step to identify your LifeSpider is just the basic. Before it was a thing, but now it is the basic to know your platform, how it looks like. The thing we are excited about now is to really live your spider from all perspective, because that has been the what you call it, it's not mistake, it was too little focus on how you learn.
The challenge.
Your challenge, exactly, thank you. The challenge how to live with your LifeSpider and have your ego to really be active and to take the place in the world, and don't think your intentions are too big. And now we are switching that. So for us, it's to make the LifeSpider and bring out all this stuff as soon as quickly as you can, and then start to live with it. That's when it started getting fun. Okay. So that's and I think for you, for if you are totally new, I would say, yeah, absolutely join the ego evolution, because then you get the basics, you get to know us, you get to know others. So I think that's a good step. But you can also, if you have, I think, yeah, but Mona, if you feel for it right now, you can check on the page. I think so if you want to schedule an kind of experience sessions with either Ayo or me, and you can have your own experience to reveal a driving force, because we are not talking because we have talked now. We are doing an spider session with you, and then you can take your time and think and ask the questions you need. Or yeah, I think that sounds like an
Yeah,
work.
yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Perfect. Yeah. So that's what we have right now, and for now, I don't know. Or we are so much over time, you start to get tired, people. For me, it's easy because I've been talking. Maybe we should we start to have a little check out the takeaways and stuff like that, Ayo? Or more questions?
Yes.
Anyone who want
And
have
also, I just want to add to it that also a good step, Emma, for like new people that you want to introduce to the LifeSpider system is to also share the link to the LifeSpider Evolutionary Leap, where they can download this and start, understand more about it. So that's also a good step.
and the web of weird. I mean, that's the first step, and to join other who are, because I think the most people you attract right now are those who are neurodivergent. It's not the ordinary people, because we are moving in that direction. So just to be a part of the community, even if you, and in the first step on the web of weird, you can just join our Thursday. We still have meeting every Thursday where we are just talking. There is nothing really life spider-it in there, but you find a community with people who thinks differently, who understand. I know you understand the big picture of the life spiral, and just be in that environment that respect that you have a diverse mind that are differently. That's a good start too. And you don't have to make a decision to do that and that. You can just you can join. That could also be yeah, and maybe I will be a little bit more spidering in the web of wheel too, just in the teaching purposes. Okay. I'm sorry we didn't meant to keep you for so long, but should we have some checkout? What say you? What's the biggest takeaway from today? Habib, what's the biggest takeaway for you today? And we can stop sharing the screen.
So for me, the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, no, we can stop
Or
sharing.
I guess the biggest takeaway for me is just so many things that I've taken away from this wonderful event is the knowledge, the resources, the support, and also the discovery, the guidance. All of it has been the biggest takeaway for me because I think that there's a lot of people doing a lot of things to make you feel like they do have the answers, but it's nice to know that for this system, you have the people that actually have the answers, and maybe that they are going to help you create those answers for you, but it takes time. And having no shortcuts can be a brutal statement, but I guess it's nice to be truthful about it rather than lying to someone of when they can be able to discover their own path. And I feel like that time guides you to that place, and that support guides you, helps you lead to that place. So that's the biggest takeaway for me. The time and support in this system is like the standout factor. It does not exist, unfortunately, in a lot of systems. And I am very grateful to know about this. I'm very grateful that I am going to be starting to learn more about all of this as well, and because I've been so out of it recently, not recently, but for a long time. But I think that this system connects in a way that no other system can because it's so compassionate. It's so um, it's fulfilling in a way because everything that you discover in every single leg as your journey falls on, it's very fulfilling. And you just have to go through everything, but you're not going through it alone. And that's the best part of it. So yeah, that's my biggest takeaway.
Beautiful takeaway, Habib. So, should we let in Mona? Pretty new here too. So, please, what's your takeaway of all the talk today? Do you find your unmute button?
I can talk from her because she wrote to me that her microphone doesn't work. I can see it's jumping on and off.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe it's not working then.
Okay.
But she wrote to me that she would love to read the information and to book a conversation with you, Brigitta. So and I think she's like on this thing right now. So what
Yeah,
I feel.
it's wonderful. It's
He's
wonderful.
excited about it. Yeah, so we will talk more about it later.
Yeah, absolutely. You're so welcome, Mona. Absolutely. And you see, I smile with my whole head, a big smile. That's how it is. And it's, yeah, so cool. It's hard to not be stuck in the web when you have discovered it and just different ways to move further. So that's good. So let's see. Isa, are you still with us? So what's your biggest takeaway for today?
Um, well, the presentation really helped me see things a little bit more clearly as to I'm the kind of person who I need to see, and whether it's right or wrong, I've always been this way, to see the final goal and see where I'm headed, what the path is, rather than just starting from, a beginning stage. So that helped me see the overall picture. So that was insightful. Thank you for sharing that.
That's cool, and you deserve it. I am not most of the time structured when I'm talking, so I'm glad we could. And I would say we have had the structure before, but I would say Ayo is the one who has been pushing for this new structure, and finally she got what she wanted, so she is satisfied, and obviously that worked. So thank you. Thank you, Ayo, and I'm super proud of it because I agree, and it looks good too. I like it, so that's good. Thank you, Isa. Makes sense. Let's see, Yvonne, what's your biggest takeaway? And then we have Emma, and
Oh,
get you away. Poor Ayo, it's middle of the night. I feel sorry for. Okay, Yvonne.
uh, the system, of course, to be reminded and that it's developing, and the energy, the good energy, the company. That's my takeaway from tonight.
Yeah. Cool. That's super. I agree. We get stronger in the web. Have the order. That's super cool. Emma, your final takeaway.
Yes.
We have IU.
I'm excited about the future, because I think it's as you said, it's time for it to evolve, to be more than it has been before, and therefore I think also my spider will go get crazy, so it will
Yeah.
it will help me even more. It feels like it's time for the steps forward now, so therefore I'm excited about to be and to join you in this future traveling forward.
Yes.
Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so Ayo, what's your final word? And I am impressed you are still awake, my poor co-creator. So what's your final word
Yes.
or takeaway?
My final word or takeaway is no, but I don't know. It just feels like every time we do something that has to do with the life spider, it just, makes sense. Like everything just makes fucking sense. Like all the questions, all the shares, all the takeaways, that just confirms that once again, the life spider has been perfect. And also like our creative process based on energy, not force, have obviously there have been a lot of ego involved when it comes to like the force and the power in what we have done, but like it all just makes perfect fucking sense, like always. And I just want to add that in one of the podcast episodes that we have recorded, you actually said the F word.
I
I
did.
just want to make that, yes, so it has, and for you who don't know me, like I use the F word. I say fuck fucking a lot.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
yeah, that's actually fun.
Now I have
Yes.
to listen for that word. That's funny. Okay,
I
so
was like, I like this.
I don't know. It's perfect. And I would just the little add and my takeaway. And also, so in this process, Ayo and I, we are working from our life spiders. So in the early beginning, we checked our life spiders. Where do you have this project? I have it in this leg. Where do you? I have it in mine. So we know what kind of ego do we have to deal with. So we can do things that the ego feels good about. We have the intention, so we share the life projects kind of, and that's why we know this will be a successful